What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. I did not have my sound in right. I'm going to get it fixed right now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
Let's get started.
what so proudly we
Here at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the peerless fight.
over the ramparts we watch were
So gallantly streaming,
and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, say
Does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave? Good afternoon, all you Zima and Zima affiliates. How is everyone doing on this lovely day? Willie in the chat. My Russian brother Joshua, what's up? Wes, what's good? How is everyone doing? It's baseball season, baby. We're ready. We're geared up. We're having a good time. And the Rockies red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Cheers, everyone. Zima Nation. Who is your barber? Make an appointment, get a haircut. You'll never know who my barber is. He does wonderful work. I just actually did this to myself earlier. I thought it would help my appearance. Greatest country on earth, people. Greatest country on earth. I feel like I'm watching a Bud Light ad. And the home. Bringing back the anthem. I'm bringing it back. The anthem is hot again. Hey everyone, play motherfucking ball.
Welcome to the revolution.
What's up, everyone? I freaking missed you guys. I hope you're having a freaking fantastic day. I always miss when I don't have a Tuesday stream. I hope you guys are having a freaking wonderful day. I know it's a little early. I know that things have changed. But this is what happens when a relative decides, hey, Derek, I'm showing up. I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. I guess I don't need to have a life or anything like that. Welcome to the naked stream. It is the most naked stream you could possibly have in your life. Who is your? My barber is just recently. He was the Republican that just came out as a lesbian person of color, which is. This is literally why I go to see that barber, to be honest. Willie with the super chat on Rumble. Thank you so much, my guy. I appreciate you. I was best comedy live show, best live comedy new show, new shoe 2023. Cheers. Thank you so much. Whoa. Dude, let's play, man. I hope you guys are freaking having a wonderful day. It's Wednesday and we're doing it big. We're doing it big. You know what? Dadgummit, listening to that anthem, I got so freaking jacked up that I wanted to share this video. Apparently everyone on TikTok is absolutely losing their mind over this restaurant that plays the national anthem at noon every day. You love to see it.
Hi, well, we are at a very busy restaurant, Rainbow Oaks in Fallbrook, and this is tradition.
You do not have cornrows, so it could be either him or it's
had
Rose.
We
Cone
are
Rose.
now going to stand
Drop
for
a
the
like on this
national
video if you
anthem.
don't mind. Every day at noon. Oh, I'm so freaking triggered by this. How dare. My nipples hard. Me too. do you think, scale of 1 to 10, how many of these patrons in this bar or this lunchroom voted for Biden? You tell me in the chat. Scale of 1 to 10. When I say scale, I meant like 90%, 80%, 70%. What are we thinking? Or none. Not as good as my anthem. Not as good as the one I found, to be honest. If that guy can keep his hat on, I can too. 0. There's a Biden voter right there. There's another Biden voter. They're everywhere, Biden voters. 10 being all of them, 10 being none of them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That our flag was still there. I love that this is California. You know, people sometimes have like this idea that Californians, that every single person is like-minded and thinks exactly the same. But these are some of the most hardened, battle-hardened people who think differently. It's kind of like being a liberal in like a massively red area. It's the same. These people, man, legit.
I'll tell you what, this is the most patriotic restaurant that I have ever been to, and having a restaurant like this in the state of California is so special. They play the national anthem every single day at noon. It's a tradition
Disgusting.
that they have going for 6 years now, and they will continue to have that for many more years to come. Paul, I'll send things back to you in the studio.
Casey, that was so cool. And they're doing good business, too, to boot. So how neat is
That's freaking awesome. Good for that restaurant. I even saw some of these sporting events bringing back the national anthem. I like that all these, like, you just see more and more, like, the NHL and the NBA just, like, bring stuff back. And you're like, okay, welcome back, people. Also, we need to start off with Russia being attacked. Is it a false flag event by their own government? Is it Ukraine? Is it freaking aliens? The only thing I'm going to say about this is, like, it doesn't matter what 1 + 1 = 2. It's just another step closer to World War III seems to be on the precipice. And that's why we need to band together and be band of brothers. That's literally it. So why is the GOP Kevin 1 in Florida? Well, there you go. You have conservatives in those areas. They always fight over water. They don't like their own politics. Yeah, they do fight over water because they put all that water out in the ocean because of fishes, and then they don't take it themselves. Very exciting news coming from the IRS, because nobody needs the money more than our U.S. government. You don't actually deserve any of the money you make. That money is the government. The government allows you to make money. In the last 3 years alone, the IRS has dropped $10 million on weapons, ammo, and tactical gear, according to a new report from a watchdog group. United States revenue, $10 million on weapons. I can't think of an agency who needs $10 million of ammo more than the IRS. Aren't these just a bunch of nerds trying to figure out if you screwed over the government or not? Oh, no. The government needs weapons, not you. Just remember that. The report was compiled by a watchdog organization, Open the Books, which tracks, it's like Bar Rescue. We're going to go into the IRS and open up the books, which tracks government spending that contains data through the end of the March. The militarization of the federal bureaucracy. Well, that's what we need. We need a military IRS. According to the report, federal tax agency $5 million just in 2021, 2020, and 2020. 2.3 million has gone to pay for ammunition. They need it more than you. Don't forget that if you lie on the tax returns, if you lie on TurboTax, the IRS will visit you carrying a firearm. The IRS asks the applicants, be willing to carry a firearm, must be prepared to protect him or herself. What about they self? Or others from physical attacks at any time without warning to use firearms in life-threatening situations. I mean, like, they need the guns, not you people. Look, it's just pay your fair share or else. God, the government works for you. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they actually believe that. Who says I make any money? Yeah, exactly. That is always the thing at the end of the year. Make sure you show that you do not make anything. Indeed, does not matter. If Putin did it, then it means escalation is for sure something happening. Yeah, exactly. And that's what when I saw that attack, the drone strike, whatever, it was looked like the stupidest drone strike I've ever seen in my life. It just further means we're escalating. Like, we have balloons going over Hawaii right now from China, stuff with Taiwan, and the dollar seems like it wants to collapse. Our banking system is trash. It's just everything is kind of leading up. That's why we're going with the triangle at the end of the night. Something exciting out of California too as well that we should all be really... California is one of the best states in the union for obvious reasons, and this is the one reason alone. Oh. Welcome to San Francisco. We're in San Francisco. We're closing another Nordstrom's due to difficult conditions. People keep stealing from us, and there's poop out inside of our stores. But if you come to Nordstrom's, just so you know, you can now poop wherever you want. We'll be closing the doors and opening it to anybody who wants to come in. Another store closed in San Francisco. California is making a difference. In a heavily democratically, progressively run city, your business too can close. If you think starting a business in San Francisco is a good idea, think again. Nordstrom will tell you otherwise. Even with the heavy backing of a lot of money, you'll close. Patrons will be allowed to come in and steal from you and take whatever they want and do it again and again and be let out again and again. And if you were to ever stop them, like that one guy in TJ Maxx, you'll be labeled a racist for stopping crime. San Francisco, another place on the map of where to bring a family and you. If you have like-minded and you allow crime to run rampant. Beautiful San Francisco. Do we need to take a moment of silence for Nordstrom? Yes, we do. We do. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you for saying that, Wes. Let's take a moment. We're going to have a moment of silence for Nordstrom. Nordstrom is closed. R.I.P. San Francisco. The only city I know where you can poop and do drugs on the side of the street and still be okay. If you want to start a fentanyl business, you'll do good in San Francisco. Exactly. Thank you for saying that. Rand Paul's end of the year Festivus celebrations found out the government wasted $500 billion. Yeah, well, we're getting ready to gear up on another package to you-know-who. All right, let's get into one of the biggest stories of the day. This is one of the biggest stories being passed around, and everyone has an opinion about it who sits in a chair. A man who was harassed subway passenger dies after former Marine puts him in a chokehold. Now, there's video of this same passenger going around dancing as Michael Jackson, but apparently a passenger on the city, this guy has been in and out of arrested over and over again and was threatening people on the subway, and this guy put him in a chokehold and died. A passenger on New York City subway died after being put in a chokehold. Another writer and the man says he was harassing people. Again, do not intervene. The state is not your friend as people are protesting this in the subway, which is just insane. Police said the incident unfolded on the train Broadway at 2:30 p.m. on Monday. A 30-year-old man was acting erratically and harassing other passengers on the F train when a 24-year-old stepped in and placed him in a chokehold. Police said that the 30-year-old lost consciousness and regained consciousness despite efforts by the EMS workers. No weapons were used. Okay, and here's the story.
Police are investigating the death of a man who was allegedly harassing subway riders before one passenger took matters into his own hands.
Yeah, police say a passenger stepped in to protect others when he put the disruptive rider in a headlock. But the man fell unconscious and died.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is live in NoHo with the story. Sonia.
Charlene, the man who died is described as a recidivist with 44 arrests, and that's just in the transit system for things like assault and disorder.
Remember that. You're going to see a lot of people on one particular side say this guy was just a normal guy. They'll probably pull up like pictures of him in high school or middle school and show how like innocent and beautiful he is, instead of, oh, this man has been arrested 44 times.
Conduct. This is the subway station where it all ended yesterday afternoon around 2:30 on an F train. Citizen app video shows that train stopped here at Broadway Lafayette. Police say that 30-year-old man with that long criminal history was harassing people on that train and behaving erratically when a 24-year-old man attempted to stop him. It's not clear exactly how that confrontation unfolded, but it does not appear that there were any weapons used. Police say the 24-year-old man somehow knocked out that 30-year-old man in the struggle. The 30-year-old lost consciousness and never regained it. He was pronounced dead at a hospital. The 24-year-old has been questioned and released. So far, not charged. Again, this is the Broadway Lafayette station, and this happened on an F train around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Subway crime is down so far this year over last year by about 6%.
Why would you even add that?
Last year, there has been an increased police presence on the subways. It is not clear if there was an officer nearby.
Just letting you know, it's still safe to ride the subway. Crime has been down, except for this guy who was choked.
When the 24-year-old man decided to subdue this man on his own, police are waiting for results of an autopsy on the 30-year-old. Live in
Wes says, I have visited the inside of the jail cell a lot, but not 44 times. That's a pretty good rap sheet. Yeah, 100%. Released, continuously released, of course. But those are pictures of him being choked out. You're gonna watch. I guarantee this guy is going to, due to the social pressures, we'll see what actually happens in New York. I bet this guy will be charged with murder, even though he protected people. I'm even seeing people on Twitter right now, like prominent figures, talk about that guy in TJ Maxx stopping those two women from stealing from TJ Maxx, and they're just going around saying that the patrons paid and then walked out, and this white racist stopped them. It's one of those videos that you watch and you're like, get out of the cities. That's up to you, but also, if you intervene, be prepared to be charged with the book. The state seems to be in favor for crime at this point. They seem to be more on the side of criminals than they are on good patrons or you and me intervening. They want chaos because chaos, then you'll look to them for safety and understand and security. Oh, misunderstood. Released. Not charged. Yeah, not charged. No. He said he had no food. Former NYPD Chief Detective Robert Boyce told that the younger man had been preventing imminent harm with other factors. So this guy was apparently harassing people and going after people, and the guy stopped him. How long was the safest thing to do is call 911 when you're down here. But when you're in a subway, I like this quote right here from the article. The safest thing to do is to call 911 if you're down there and find an officer nearby. Yeah, those of you that are like me that used to ride the subway and used to ride the train, like I used to ride in Chicago all the time, you can't just call 911. When stuff is going down in the middle of a train, which happens all the time, you have to make a choice that you're either going to intervene or get your ass handed to you. Like, you have that choice. It's not so cut and dry as some of these like cops or politicians try to make it out, who have never ridden public transportation, or if they are riding it, they have security around them to escort them and make sure that they're safe and secure. Hope he's cleared. I hope he's cleared too. We'll see what happens as more and more people are protesting, because you know how they like to find somebody who's actually a criminal and then back this person. We have 4G plus in our metro in Moscow, so calls work no problem. Yeah, I used to be able to call people on the train too, but when you're stuck on the train, it's not like cops are gonna be like in and out of the train. Plus, they're having trouble in those cities, like recruiting cops. Because why the frick would you want to be a cop in that city if you just arrest people and they just constantly get taken back out all the time? University of Texas has an awesome new, very exciting times. The University of Texas is now promoting the word women so that students and faculty can avoid the word ending in men. So no more men. It's women. According to the UT, this is very empowering. Women, a non-standard spelling of the word woman used by feminists to avoid the word ending in men. Oh, God. This society is ridiculous. You need like Google Translate in your ear sometimes just to have conversations with the average human being in some of these places. You need, did you say women? What's a women? Oh, you don't know? Oh, it's because you're a white male. You don't know anything. I'm going to start using this now. Shout out to all the women. They're scared. After I caught them recommending the word woman in the place, the University of Texas administrator removed their language matters guide from the university website. Unfortunately for them, I archived. So at least they removed it. The platinum rule. What's this? I like this. The platinum rule, an inclusionary take on the golden rule, instructing us to treat others how they want to be treated. The platinum rule urges people to ignore personal biases and treat others how they feel they deserve to be treated. God. Ignore personal biases, which would, hence the rule, treat people how they deserve to be treated, and treat others how they feel they deserve to be treated. Well, I deserve to be treated like $1 million, so go ahead and smash that super chat for $1 million. We're gonna grow. We're a very serious nation and a serious people that should be taken very seriously all the time. These are the type of people that never want to have debates or have conversations about social structures and stuff like that because they're afraid they'll look insane. Nothing here is modern anymore. It's so true. They only started working good for 2 years ago, so not so modern. Oh, okay. Oh, the 4Gs. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Willie, for the $1 million chat. Drop your $1 million in the chat because I am a millionaire. I am all that is a million. Woo. So many things to get through, so little time. This is what they say about you and me. Okay. Kamala Harris is in favor for banning books. Wait, no, she's not. She can't believe that schools are... It's just refreshing to have a vice president who's willing to stand for porn in our schools. Am I right, girlfriends?
But talk about going backwards, right? So you look at this moment we're in, where
Marcia, exactly.
a lot of the work that we've been doing as administration, I think today demonstrated that, has been to address what we must do in terms of empowerment of communities, but also to fight against injustice.
Right.
Right. And when we think about where we've been in the last few years in terms of
the way inflation is going, $1 million will be equal to $100 by the end of the year, 100%. Well, that's exciting. So make sure when you go to your job tomorrow to ask for a $1 million raise.
Everything from anti-Asian hate crime. Right? And when we think about where we've been in the last few years in terms of everything from anti-Asian hate crime to what we are
What's
looking
going on,
at
Byram?
in terms
How
of
you doing, man?
attacks on fundamental freedoms like those that of a woman to make decisions and a person to make decisions about their body, to the attacks we're seeing on voting rights, to the attacks we're seeing on...
I just saw what YouTube censored. Marcia, that's so funny. Why is Kamala getting whiter? She's pulling a Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? She's getting ready for her run for president. on
LGBTQ and trans folks, The attacks we're seeing where there are literally, can you imagine in this year of our Lord 2023, book bans?
In the year of our Lord, how dare they burn porn? Wait, what? I feel like I need to hear that one more time.
LGBTQ and trans folks. The attacks we're seeing where there are literally, can you imagine in this year of our Lord 2023, book bans?
Exactly. In the year of our Lord, how dare these Republican people want to ban porn in my school? If my 3-year-old wants to see porn, let it be. I want him to have porn on one side and Mein Kampf on the other. And so he can finally grow in the knowledge of not only diversity and inclusion, but also his own gender. Amen. Amen, sister. Drop a like for the amens. Drop a freaking like. Does she ever change her suits, speaking of clothes? She's pulling a full Hillary Clinton. She looks absolutely gorgeous in the pantsuit. To kill a mockingbird, exactly.
I mean, really, like
that too.
What? Book bans.
Unreal.
And what we are seeing in terms of in places like Florida where literally...
Okay, wait, what?
And what we are seeing in terms of 3 book bans.
Exactly, book bans. Put the art of the deal on every single elementary school shelf everywhere. That would be fantastic. Finally, the kids would learn a little bit about economical things. She's been talking too much BS lately and trying to act like she's so tough. Well, that's Kamala. She's gaining in power. She's gaining in strength. It's the stress. All presidents except Trump lost their complexion. Obama was even much whiter and grayer too. Yeah, 100%. K Beam, what's up? You. As if she cared about kids. She does care about kids. She wants the next generation to be good little servants for the government.
And what we are seeing in terms of in places like Florida where literally teachers who are in a same-sex relationship.
But you are not naked. I am metaphorically naked, beginning wonderful fluff. That's so funny. That's coming from Twitch. I never get any listeners on Twitch. So the fact that Twitch, I get a chat from Twitch that says something about being naked. Next time I'll do a hot tub stream. All right, I'll do a hot tub stream. I'll show you the goods, and then I'll blow up on Twitch because I got more dump than the average dump truck. Identifies as naked. Thank you, KB. Exactly. Louis Van Mises.
Relationship and have a spouse and a family are afraid to have photographs of their family in their classroom for fear.
You would be great. Yeah, that would be great. It would be great. It would be. You're right. I should do that. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I need to just. I'm quitting the whole podcast thing and the having fun with our insane politics, and I'm just going to do hot tub streams. Are you guys okay with that? Shout out the hot tub streams. I'll put that in the chat. If I get 100% yes, I will switch over to full-time hot tub streams only. Smash it in the chat if I should go full hot tub stream. Kamala Harris should join too. Yeah. Now that might actually, we would end up being on Kick if Kamala Harris joined. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Kamala Harris and whatever she can do. I'm going to start a new poll. Will Kamala Harris be there? Okay. New poll.
That it will then evoke a conversation with a
roulette
student
table hot tub streams. Yeah.
that is basically these so-called leaders are saying should not be happening in that classroom. Talk about these. There are attempts that are happening right before
Stop saying
our
yes.
eyes to roll back.
Stop saying yes. Not enough chlorine for Kamala. Yeah. We need to get more chlorine for Kamala. You know it's dirty. That is not funny. That is not funny. That has to be racist, right, or something? At Restreambot. Thank you. Beginning wonderful. Do whatever you want to do. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Willie. Sometimes I feel constricted, and sometimes I just want to let loose. I appreciate you doing that. I can't remind people enough about this stream is that I have no idea what I'm doing before I do it, and I'm here to just have fun. I can't emphasize that enough. I am not whatever I'm not trying to be any other podcast out here. There's too many of the same stuff. I voted yes. Okay, fine. Maybe I'll find a hot tub. Something for God's sake.
All of the hard-won freedoms that we have collectively fought for.
You can do half a hot tub stream. It doesn't have to be a full
everyone
hot
to stand and to speak out and be very active. You know, there's an old poem about that.
I was very disappointed when I didn't see you literally naked. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best here, okay? I'm doing my best to forget the rest. I'm really sorry. I know that was pretty clickbaity of me, and I apologize. But also know that there's no way in hell I would show go naked. Are you going to be undressing when the stream starts, or are you going to be in the hot tub when it starts? That's a great question. Maybe I'll leave that up to you. Only if it's separate hot tubs. Are you talking about between me and Kamala? No way. I'm going to put it in the same. She deserves to be in the same hot tub as me. I don't know if you guys know, but the increase in interest rates, and the Federal Reserve Powell came out today and said the banking system's doing okay.
Before discussing today's meeting,
I'm going to get in my hot tub and get totally naked. This channel has changed. Yeah, it has changed. It's always changing, Angela. Joe Biden does only sleeping streams to invite him to. Joe Biden, remember beginning wonderful that Axios did a report saying Joe Biden only does events from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So this is a little late for his bedtime. He's already had his warm milk and Ovaltine tonight. He's doing just fine.
Before discussing today's meeting, let me comment briefly on recent developments in the banking sector. Conditions in that sector have broadly improved since early March, and the U.S. banking system is sound and resilient.
Exactly. That's why banks keep failing. Everything is just fine. As long as I say it's sound and resilient over and over again, you're going to believe it. Amen. Everything is fine. Get over it. This channel is crazy. It truly is. What's up, Papa? It's okay. It has to do okay. What do okay? People are still financing that a-hole. Yeah. Still need financing. Yeah, I know. I can't imagine what, Angela, you're going to experience in the upcoming months as your realtor. Broadly improved. Thank you. I'm trying to do my best. Ovaltine. Do you think Biden has an Ovaltine person? Just like, Biden, do you want the Ovaltine or warm milk? Ovaltine or warm milk? Anybody know what movie that's from? If you don't, it's okay. You're just not my friend anymore. How do you spell Ovaltine? Ovaltine or warm milk? Okay, wait. What did I miss? Oh, you missed everything. You missed the best and the worst. I got into a hot tub, and that's how we started the stream. Biden can get one of those flamingo lifesaver floaties. Yeah. What haven't you missed? Maybe he'll bring his blow-up doll. Ew. God. His freaking blow-up doll. Okay. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar once said this today about the debt ceiling. Should we raise the debt ceiling? Get in the chat. Tell me, should we raise the debt ceiling, or should the government learn how to, I don't know, balance a budget?
Kind of what I was saying. In the last administration, Democrats put aside their politics, and they came together with Republicans to make sure that we dealt with the debt.
So are you supporting DeSantis? He is not my governor, so it literally doesn't matter.
That is something that Democrats did. We have never defaulted in our history. We've never done that. We've always
I like
came
this.
together with Republicans to make sure that we dealt with the debt ceiling. That is something that Democrats did. We have never defaulted.
Exactly. The Democrats have never defaulted. They are always happy to go further and further in debt, because why balance a budget when you can just print more money? We don't print money anymore. God, we just changed the decimal a little bit. God. MAGA. I am not. People. Okay. I am not a tribal-minded person when it comes to politics. I do not care who the candidate is. I do not care. I'm an idealist, and I am for freedom as much as I possibly can. So if somebody's like, are you for DeSantis, are you for Matt? I am for whoever gives me the most freedom to be live the American dream, and whoever puts America first in every single thing that we do. That is my political stance. So whatever that means, or whatever candidate that comes up with, is who I'm for. And at the moment, I hate everything that's going on in politics in today's world. We have to raise the debt ceiling. It's in the Constitution. It's so true. It is in the Constitution. You know, right to bear arms is right next to raise the debt ceiling. It's amazing how she made herself look even more unappealing. It's true. The birds are nesting right now. She needs to stay indoors. Man, that's a mini beehive. KGP got sick of people calling her Q-tips. She needs to get a haircut. Oh my God. She's losing it.
In our history, we've never done that. We've always paid our debt. You heard the president say this just 2 days ago. We are not a deadbeat nation. So the president...
Capitalism. I am for real capitalism, not the fake corporate capitalist system we have today, where the government backs companies and says they're too big to fail. We have a huge problem in our banking and our major corporations that are in line with our own government. We do not live in a capitalist society. I will just say that. It's like a fake capitalism. Sounds like you're Vernon's supreme supporter. You know it. The rent is too damn high.
It's going to be very clear. We're not going to
That's why I support you.
Republicans take our entire economy and millions.
Thank you, sir. You get my follow. Oh, good. Thank you, big wonderful 11.
Hostage.
And I'm not afraid to have conversations with the worst and most evil people on earth. That's where I stand. I'm for freedom of speech and freedom of conversation, and for people to do whatever the F they want to do. And and for the government to be less in our lives, and for us to be able to live the American dream. We can't do that anymore, and it's a huge problem, and it's a one-party system, and I can't stop preaching. So our currency is based in debt. You know it's based in debt, which is just wonderful to see. The more in debt we go, the better it is. Duh, everyone knows that. We don't need to actually fix our debt system now. We'll just pass it to the next generation. Give it to Gen Z, and then Gen Z obviously will give it to somebody else. Gen Y, I don't even know what the next generation is. That's why when I die, I'm gonna rack up as much credit card debt as I could possibly muster and just give it to my kids. Let them deal with it. You know what I mean? It just default on the debt, or give it to the government. The government will figure it out. I don't really want to actually, be accountable for my own actions or whatever that is. Really, if I were to invite a swarm of woke liberals here, you would be fine being naked. Wait, really? If I were to invite a swarm of woke liberals here, you would be fine being naked? I don't even know what that question is. No, I'm not actually going to get naked. There you go, sir. You get my fault. Thank you. Freedom to be mean. Yeah, freedom to be mean. Freedom to have fun. Freedom of jokes. It's okay to just laugh at things. Like, I just put out a video of Donald Trump making fun of Biden, and there were so many people just like, yeah, but Trump sucks. I'm like, what is it like to not just watch something and just laugh? I don't understand these people who are always on edge about everything. And why? Who are they? These are not people I want to hang out with. I want to hang out with people that I can enjoy a beer on a porch and laugh about how insane everything is and just come together and have a good time. Good points. Hey, thanks. Join the Secret Brigade if you were able to do whatever the F you want. That's true. That's true. Full default did not affect Russia at all. Happened last June. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. I don't know what just happened. Oh, thanks for the follow. Sometimes I forget I even have Twitch notifications on because I just assume I never will be able to grow on Twitch. Maybe I'll just put I'm naked on everything on Twitch and I'll get people. Derek, you wear a pale skin colored Speedo. Will you wear a pale skin? Yes. I actually have Speedo pics from a kid when I was on swim team one time in my life, and my stepfather sends me that pic of me in a Speedo as blackmail to me all the time. Just like, like, do your supporters want to see this pic? No. Borat Speedo? Now that's a hot Speedo. I can't. I do have the booty for it. I mean, I squat every day, so shout out to big butts. Anybody else have big butt in the chat? Right in the chat, I got a big butt. I bet. Let people know. He will look like Cousin Eddie diving in the Christmas vacation. That's true. Do we still have free will? Will we choose it, or will we lose it to AI? That's a great question. I was actually talking to some of my friends from some of my church, and like we were just talking about how people are just seems like they will get to a point with AI where you don't even need to pray anymore. You'll just ask AI to fulfill your wishes and dreams. I don't got a big butt. Me neither. I bet Kamala Harris has a big one. No. Maybe that's why Joe Biden picked her. You know, Joe Biden's he likes it like that. Lizzo does. Byram, be real with me. Do you think Lizzo's hot? I want to know. You might not have free will, but I do. Ooh. What? Who said that quote? I like that. You may not have free will, but I do. You cannot put me in a package and make me not have free will. That's just who I am. Balanced. Your friends from church were quoting Miss Davis' show. Oh. Of course they were. They think they have theory ideas. Hey, another thing to remind yourself. This is exciting. We're still talking about COVID vaccines. And remember, they're safe and effective, and everyone and their mom should take one. It doesn't matter if you're a baby.
I want to be very mindful. I hear your questions about vaccines. I want the American people to know that the COVID vaccines remain highly effective to reduce the risk of serious illness.
Hey, we got a big notification from our friends in the upper above to say that we need to reiterate this point one more time. Nobody's really taking them anymore. We need people to get on it, okay? I just want to remind you it's safe and effective, and if you're a celebrity, I'm going to shove it down your throat because I want you to take it for me.
Hospitalizations and deaths.
Can't believe they're still pushing this crap. Me neither.
This announcement that
remember where the pandemic.
We're making.
I feel like I'm still on YouTube.
Possible because of the historic progress that we have made over the last 2 years to fight COVID and ensure that people have the information and tools they need to keep themselves and their communities safe. And so it remains highly effective.
Right.
It is important for the American people to know that we are in a different phase of COVID, as I just mentioned, and that's why we're able to do the announcements that we're going to see once May 11th. They're going to lift essentially once May 11th arrive.
Guys, look, we got a big stockpile, and I'm going to need you to get on that as soon as you possibly can. Things are better than ever, and I know no one's like thinking about this stuff anymore, but make sure to socially distance, keep yourself safe, have your friends and family take the vaccine, because if you know, it's good for them. Vaccines, that's so retro. It feels retro at this point, doesn't it? Vaccines do feel so retro. For younger healthy people, I feel like they were taking a shot. I didn't take it. I mean, I'm on my 8th booster, but I've never taken it. I didn't take it. And when I got it, I was totally fine. I had a fever for a day, and then I was fine after that. At the same time, almost the same time as Joe Rogan. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You take it with a grain of salt. You know the COVID vaccines make you high. if that was true, I would think about it beginning wonderful. I would consider it just because I don't know where to get DMT. Poor girl, no tread on me. That's right. KGP looks like her soul is dead. She kind of does, doesn't she? I mean, that last question, what was it, yesterday when Peter Ducey was talking about her quoting, saying that 90%.
K-Bean super chatted $19.99. Thanks for taking the bullet for me and giving us the highlights.
K-Bean, thank you so freaking much for that freaking super chat. Shout out to K-Bean. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate you. I would happily take the bullet for you. That's what I'm about. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, KB. It means a lot to me. I'm always dumbfounded that you give money and super chat to me. It just means a lot. Your hard-earned money. So I try to do my best to have a good time. Do you support transgender toddlers or are you fascist? Transgender toddlers. Oh, God, that's so freaking depressing. Don't even say that. As if a kid is supposed to even be thinking about that as a toddler. All right, KB with a super test. Did she cut her sides like a man would? Yeah. Well, hey, don't say that, man. She's a beautiful woman. She's like Trinity from the Matrix. That wasn't a loaded question. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, are you talking about? Okay, I know what you're talking about. KB single-handedly is making Derek rich. Yeah, she is. She is. K-Bean, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I tell my mom every day about how I'm going to move out of the house finally due to K-Bean's salary in my, even though YouTube takes like 30%, which is such bull crap. They're like the government, and then the government comes in and takes whatever. All right. Hey guys, super exciting news in a time of banking crisis and high inflation and the debt ceiling and raising the debt ceiling or lowering the debt ceiling. We have a new package.
And we're about to announce another critical security assistance to Ukraine. I think that shows our commitment, and we have been very clear that we will support Ukraine as they defend their country against Russia's invasion, and that will continue. That will not stop. And
new package. Hey, money is just a number. It's not actually a thing. Amen. God. Yeah, Willie. Thank you. Willie's dropping in the $1 million for me as I identify as a millionaire. Thanks to Willie. Thank you so much. I'd probably be getting a KJP haircut but I'm a guy. Hey, don't knock the KJP haircut. It's hot. It's sexy. It's a thing. We're doing it. Look, don't even act like you wouldn't pass up a hot date with KJP at Red Lobster or, okay, that's racist, or Cheesecake Factory or Chili's. I would do it in a second. Okay? Think about it. You could be one of those DNC interns or those content creators and talk about all the accomplishments Joe Biden is doing. He's making a big thing. Eat your bugs. No meat or food for you, but there's billions to Ukraine. Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't deserve it. You're not in crisis. I know you can't afford to, move out of your parents' basement or your one-bedroom apartment, but like they need the money. And I know it's one of the most corrupt countries on the face of the planet, and we're not actually going to do an audit on where the money goes. You just need to support it because you have to. And if you say anything other than that, you are a white supremacist. Amen. Eat your bugs, KFC. It's like a pompadour haircut. Dude, I have curly hair. We would shame Chili's. We could share some Chili's egg rolls. Oh, okay. Yeah. I would split chips and salsa with her and a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee in the morning. I might let her, but I'll be crying. Me too. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw this, but remember on Monday I did that story about that Indiana councilman that came out as a lesbian woman of color, as a white man, as a joke. So people are not happy about it. and Ryan Webb declared themselves a woman, and here are some of the people that are in the area that are just pissed off about it. Derek, I would commit commie acts of larceny and see if it meant I could move into a one-bedroom apartment. I'm so sorry, man. Did you see Tim Dillon destroy those DNC? Yes. I love Tim Dillon. I saw Tim Dillon last year live. It was awesome. Tim Dillon live was if you ever get a chance to see Tim Dillon live, do it. He's way funnier than that than his special he put out. His special wasn't as funny as he is live. He's just got good live energy. I'm going to go running now, 30 minutes. Hey, run hard, my dude.
Hi there.
First of all,
I cannot believe that I had to take time out of my day today to attempt to teach a grown man how to behave appropriately. Ethics, as defined, are moral principles that govern a person's behavior or conducting of an activity. Ryan Webb's lack of professionalism is outstanding and absolutely unethical.
How dare you make a mockery of politicians? I've seen the...
I've worked for the past 20 years.
He's super fun. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Here. Work your whole life, you know?
Ultimate woke.
And as we all know, jobs require a certain amount of integrity to be exercised.
Exactly.
In none of my jobs in the last 21 years, and that is many, many jobs, would I have been permitted to mock and disrespect my customers. If I did, I would be fired. We are your customers, the people.
It's
You're
good.
A public official. Mr. Webb's comments at, to, and about the
This is coming from a woman who identifies as non-binary
transgender community are not only
She must have come from cleaning the stall in those cards. Yeah, exactly. No, she just came from her local coffee shop.
but completely unbecoming of a public official. He may mind his manners here in this room.
She's like Joe
but his
Biden, talking to the mic. Who are you talking to?
behavior online absolutely casts shade
Hey.
and should be considered an embarrassment
You're
to
an
this
embarrassment.
entire council. You are a public figure. You work for us. You should be fired.
Okay. And it just gets better and better. I just love how people are so mad. Again, Ryan Webb came out as a lesbian woman of color in a Facebook post as a joke and then said that he needs peace during his time of transition. And people are very, very mad about it. You're not allowed to joke about this. These people are protected more than the average black person.
Good morning. My name is
There are
Jamie
so many
Zabel,
jobs.
and I'm
Yeah,
here with a
exactly.
group of students in order to demand for the resignation of Ryan Webb. The posts Mr. Webb made on April 12th were offensive on many levels. While it was written to create a mockery of transgender people, it was also insulting to people of color, women, and the LGBTQ plus community as a whole. They only reinforce derogatory opinions that are then used to create bills and laws that actively discriminate and erase LGBTQ.
What'd you say, Papa? That nose ring makes you an embarrassment to your parents? Is anybody actually... Okay, this is a serious question for the fellas. I am seeing more and more women with a nose ring in the middle of their nose, and I do not find it attractive at all. Is there any guys out there that actually think a nose ring in the middle of the nose is actually attractive? It just makes me want to go, moo. God. Please get in the chat and let me know.
Plus youth. It was difficult
Why do they look
enough
like they're being
for me
held
to tell my
hostage?
own family that I was gay. Even though I was hopeful that they would be accepting, I was
I'm not a
scared
fellow,
to
but I
come
think
out.
it's gross. I know you're not.
And I know a few people that had a worse experience.
The dude, the same. The nose ring makes them look like animals. All I can think about is cows. That's it.
And it's comments and lies, just
like a
like
lead
Mr.
rope.
Webb made, that
Mayor
make those,
cattle need to be led around.
those discussions even harder to have.
They look like a goat or a bull. Exactly.
His mockery
Exactly.
of
Thank
trans
you.
people in the attempt to invalidate their identity and the process of figuring out who you are is nothing short of contemptible.
Cows are
They only reflect his bigotry and create a misleading, dangerous, false perception.
Your standards of women
Even
are way
though
too
Mr.
high.
Webb is
Okay, she is not as funny or triggering as I was hoping she would be. Okay, we got one more video. Hopefully, this one looks like it could be a little spicy. So hopefully, it was done to be hateful. I wouldn't want hateful person representing me. I think, Angelo, I think we've had these conversations back and forth. You cannot have a conversation with some of these leftists. You cannot debate them. You can't have an honest conversation with some of these people because it's a religion. And once it becomes a religion, it seems like the only form of communication can be mockery because they want you to submit to their will. And mockery is a very powerful way of showing the other their own blindsidedness or their own just silliness. And I think it's important. I think there's a lot more can be said in a well-crafted joke than a very elegantly, delicately placed statement, to be honest. That's just my opinion in that. But I totally understand your side of it, that saying that like maybe an elected official shouldn't be acting like a child or doing these kind of things. I can completely understand with that and empathize with that. Really, he's just pointing the absurd of it. That's how I see it. And that's just my point of view. But I can also appreciate, like, you can't have a conversation with either extreme. No, it's very true.
Last week, Councilperson Ryan Webb announced publicly on social media and to several news outlets that he now identifies as a lesbian woman of color, retaining his male pronouns and bragging that he is now.
I'm glad they dressed up. It would be interesting to watch them otherwise. True.
Now the first, this is a quote, LGBTQ plus woman of color to ever sit on the Delaware County Council, and claiming to have shattered the local glass ceiling, end quote. If he were serious, I'd sing his praises. But instead, I know better. We all do. I know better because of his history of making hateful, anti-trans statements on social media and disrespecting one's pronouns. He has purposely and intentionally misgendered me, ridiculing my own gender identity. That's not something transgender people do to one another.
Going out for a cig.
Now he expects us to believe he is sincere.
Proof he's not serious. I think that was like one of the funniest things on the news station when he was just like, I want my peace and quiet while I figure out this whole transition. I don't believe there are safe grounds in comedy. I think the whole point of comedy is to point out the stuff that you're not allowed to talk about and the stuff that society tells you, don't joke about that. And the minute you tell a comedian to not joke about something, his duty is to hammer on that as much as he possibly can, because it makes everyone in the room like come together, because everyone is being told to act like an adult telling a child how to act when you shouldn't be told how to act.
He is being disingenuous, and his words not only embarrass himself, but you, the county council. Ryan's stunt has reached far beyond Muncie and Delaware County. Indianapolis, Indiana.
Would it not be bigotry if they do not allow the city council member to be themselves? And that is the pickle they're in. They are trying to decide whether to, because that's like the biggest hypocrisy of it all, is like trying to decide if you allow this person to say this. If he keeps doubling down, which I hope he does, is just continue to double down, continue to say like, no, this is who I am. Because if you're going to commit to a joke like that, you have to freaking be committed. You cannot laugh about it. You just have to say everything that they're going to say back and forth. You have to sell it. Ralph, thinking about you doing the sand thing. Wait, what sand thing? Oh, same thing? Honestly, I've been waiting for a politician to pull this kind of move. It's about damn time. It's kind of fun. As somebody who has fun on a podcast about politics, you love to see it. Tell it to Vladimir Zelensky. Dude was a comedian before NATO installed him as a... See, that's what I'm trying to be. Hopefully the government will finally see that I sometimes have maybe moderately funny takes. They put me in the programs, and they finally make me the politician they want me to be. And then I'll just do whatever I want, and then I'll have houses I'll be like the Obamas. I'll have like 8 houses all over the world, and no one will talk about how disgusting that is and just celebrate me, and then they'll pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars to talk to campuses about nothing, and it'll be just awesome. He's a mirror of the ridiculousness affecting our society, and I think we've gotten to a point now where you have to show how insane this ideology is, because if you do not do it, it's going to continue to grow. Again, you cannot have a logical conversation with ideologues or a religion on people because it's faith-based. It's what they just believe to be true. There's not actually science. They just say it's science. They don't, and that's the problem.
Indiana.
Make politics fun again.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, hey, that's where I'm from. Wait, what?
Indianapolis, Indiana. Charleston, South Carolina.
Chucktown, shout out to Chucktown.
Flint, Michigan.
Oh.
Savannah, Georgia. Little Rock, Arkansas. And Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'm certain there are... These are some of the news outlets who have picked up his disingenuous announcement.
Hey, I forgot to ask you, what are your pronouns? Ginger.
He has, by association,
I don't even know.
included each of you in his little escapade.
That one went over my own head. All right, I'm done listening to this freaking person. But let's keep it on the same grounds. As Trump was in Scotland, Ginger. Yeah, that's me. It's like almost Gin and then I don't know. I feel like if you splice it up, it makes me say like something that is offensive to me to even say as someone who's step black. Thank you so much. They made the rules. They're just abiding by them. Yeah, 100%. What are the woke rules? The woke rules are as follows. That whatever I say, remember, because we took the DIE test on Monday, whatever I say I believe about myself, you have to celebrate and you cannot question. And if you are to question, that is you pushing hate speech down my throat. So how dare you question me? If I say my pronouns are raptor, I am a freaking raptor. Get over it, people. Mocking and devaluing people. I don't think so. He's not mocking anyone specific, Angela. He's mocking himself and the ideology. He's not pointing out to someone saying, look at this piece of crap. That is different. I think that is different than taking an ideology and showing it on their face. He is literally just making fun of their ideology. I don't think he's actually devaluing anybody. It's an idea that he's making fun of, not an actual person. It'd be different if he was pointing out someone in the crowd and then he said, I'm going to look how stupid this person looks. I think that is like an asshole thing to do, and I do not think that's funny. That's punching down. He's punching up. As long as you're punching up, comedy is okay. You got to punch through this. You got to punch through the ceiling. You're just going to punch through the ceiling. If you don't agree with me, then I reserve the right to call you violence against you in the name of oppression. Woke rule number 1. Please get in the chat and put down all the woke rules so that we can abide by them in my show, because I am inclusive and exclusive. Woke rule is that if I say it, you have to believe it. Amen. Mockery is comedy. Yeah, it is comedy. Especially if you as long as you're mocking in good faith, you're not like, so much of like the internet is not comedy. It's just people pointing out the most insane thing and just like why I think we need to bring back bullying. I love your comedy. Hey, thank you, Angela. Well, my entire thing, something I've always done my whole life, is seeing the BS in life and the BS that is served on our plate, and then using another person's language to show how insane it is. It's kind of always my thing. So I appreciate you. And of course, Angela, there's going to be some times that either I cross the line or I say something I don't necessarily mean, or because comedy is all about taking chances. If I am always playing the safe card, that person is not worth listening to, for one, and especially in the realm of comedy. That's why so much of a corporate comedy in today's culture is absolutely trash, because if you aren't pressing the barrier or going up to the line and then seeing what it is and punching through the line, then you're gonna struggle. Internet comedy consists of guys stealing luggage. That's Gen Z comedy. It's just like let's go to poor people's businesses and then mock them to their face. That's Gen Z comedy. Let's go to the airport and steal somebody's luggage and walk away. Hey, dude, it's a prank. This is what we're pranking you, bro. It's like not funny. It's like somebody like walking up to you and kissing your wife on the lips and it's like, hey bro, it was a prank, bro. And you're like, not funny. Woke number 2. If you're a bigot and very oppressive, how dare you? Greta Thunberg. Yes. Greta is one of the most beautiful people on the planet. Everyone knows it. Find it, fix it. What's up? It's just Pat. That's true. Who do you like more, Derek? Ilana Moore or Maxine Waters? You son of a bitch. Maxine Waters. You need to get up and get in their faces. Maxine Waters is as useful as a pen without ink. Willie Super Chat. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for crossing the line, Gary.
Willie in court super chatted $2. Thank you for crossing the line. You're a hero.
Willie, if this YouTube channel ever becomes self-sufficient enough where I can quit my real job and just burn my master's degree and put it in the trash and my license and all that kind of stuff, if this ever becomes, you will see me cross the line. I will become something more like Batman. But maybe by that time I'll be like 80 years old and be on my deathbed. It's whatever. You like them wrinkled, Derek, don't you? I do. I like my women like a fine wine. You know what I mean? I like a Costco wine, not the $6 one. Like around the $8.99 version, 93 points on Wine Enthusiast. That's kind of my kind of woman. You know what I mean? I met Ilan one time. She was actually pretty cool, and she called out Israel and the neocons. Hey, maybe she needs to call out the neocons a little bit more. I thought she supported the war in Ukraine. You can plead the fifth if need be. Your right is not to incriminate yourself. Yeah, true. He's exposing the woke gatekeeping who can and can't be part of the group. Yes. Yeah, I would never, one thing I would never suggest you do, and one thing I would never do is bend the knee for things I do not think I should apologize for. And I would just, if I ever cross the line and say something insane, and I feel like, wow, I shouldn't say that, I will be happy to apologize because I'm a freaking adult and I have some self-reflection on myself. I'm not one of those channels who just like double down no matter what. I think those are the type of people who are narcissistic ego maniacs who you should stay away from. If I do something insane, I will be happy to apologize. But at the same time, if I don't think I should apologize, I wouldn't do it in a heartbeat. Maxine Waters is the Thunderbird of female congressman. Yes, cool. She does whine a lot. She can whine and dime me anytime. Maxine Waters. I mean, let's see. Maxine Waters. I wonder what she looked like young. Let's see. Maxine Waters young. See if there's any young. I want to apologize for ripping farts, no wonder I'm single. Hey, man, you got to stop ripping farts. Let's see. Maxine Waters when she was young. Some Medea vibes right there. I like it. Wait, do we not have young pictures of her? This is like, I feel like I'm looking up Michelle Obama pregnant photos. By the way, if you ever find a Michelle Obama pregnant photo, send it my way. I'm still on the lookout for a single photo of her pregnant. I love that conspiracy so much. And at the same time, I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. I've never actually seen a picture of her pregnant. It's always funny. Farts are always funny, Papa. Don't ever apologize for that. As long as you do them in tasteful manners and then lock the doors. I mean, look at where'd that go? Whatever. School assistant principal. She does have school assistant principal vibes. Plus, I mean, not bad. Hot lips. Hot. She's a hottie. Hottie with a body. Man, Man cannot get pregnant. You freaking got me, dude. Big Mike's never prayers. Oh, God. Crazy woman, she always looked like old, angry black woman. Hey! Not in my chat. That's rude. She looks amazing. I mean, look at that. Little lace. I mean, hey, she's got money. Don't forget that. She's got money. Sometimes money goes a far way. All right. Speaking of like everyone, I think this was the best clip from Trump in Scotland, and he's having a conversation with Nigel Farage, and I think this was the best clip of the whole thing.
Well, they look very similar in many ways, but Keir Starmer's getting hung up on this question of what is a woman. When he's asked this question in interviews, he mumbles and stumbles and struggles to give an answer. So the question he struggles with, and everyone in the Western world seems to struggle with now, and we've got, again, another transgender athlete, this time a cyclist winning a big event in Mexico over the weekend. And the question Starmer doesn't want to answer in any way at all is a trans woman a woman?
So, look, when I see men participating in women's sports, when I see records being broken, like you say, the big event with the cyclist, and pretty easy victory from what I understand, I think it's very unfair. I think it's very disrespectful, actually, to women. I talk about it all the time. I don't do it for applause, but I will say one of the biggest hands I get is when I say we will not allow men to compete in women's sports. Weightlifting, swimming, running. It's so unfair. I think it's totally disrespect. And the records are being broken, like sometimes by a lot. And I think it's a very bad thing.
My man. Freaking A, man. I mean, he honestly, if Trump would just focus on cultural stuff, I think he would do well. Just keep harping on that. Trump OG. A woman is fully developed adult man who possesses 2 X chromosomes. I learned that in 4th grade science. How dare you bring in 4th grade science to my chat, Papa? That's so rude and racist and transphobic, and you're basically murdering people. I love Trump even more than I love Elon. Yeah, me too. I wish Trump would have answered Maxine's water as a real woman. Maxine's water should get a nose piercing. Wait, what did you... Somebody said something. Wes, she got the money, I got the honey. That's what's up. I'm going to use that line someday. Hey, girl, you got the money, I got the honey. Holla at your boy. Follow the signs until it's trans. I learned how Master Oregon Trail 4th grade. Shout out to Oregon Trail. That video game developed me as a child growing up. They are getting better looking, though. Things are looking up. That is true. There have been times when I've seen a trans person. I'm like, oh, whoa. Okay, wait, no, that's it's like Blair White. I'm like, so I've done before I even knew who that person was, I was like, I did a double take. Speaking of Blair White, shout out to the U.S. Navy finally getting their recruiting numbers up. Welcome to the Navy. In the Navy, Joshua Kelly in the Navy performs on the under. There you go. Happy Daniels. Damn, Daniel. It's so effing confusing sometimes it ruins my mood entirely. Same. Not surprised. Me neither. Kelly shows are part of a lip sync competition. Navy's been that way for a while. I was waiting for some of those comments. Hey, look, as World War III is approaching and whoever attacked and tried to kill Putin, whether if it was him or somebody else or the same, things are ramping up, but thank God we have an entire army of this. Imagine being a Navy vet and seeing this. I know. I would be so proud of my Navy. Because, the Navy, the whole point of the military is from people of all different backgrounds coming together for the same core mission of bettering yourself and being a part of something bigger than yourself, not injecting your own philosophies onto the grounds, but being molded and shaped into something greater or whatever, or learning how to be a man or learning how to be a woman. That's what it, and serving your country and making a difference and then coming out with some skills to have a job. No, you need to go to come to the Army, come to the Navy and find yourself. Amen. It's important to come to the Navy and fit in. If a commander gets in your face and says, stop doing that, you get back in their face and say, you need to freaking celebrate me. Thank you. Russia is scared of us now. Honestly, I don't blame them. Putin's army will fold confronted with these men. Yeah. What's up, Queen? It's like, who cares? Like, it's when they put it in your face and they say, you need to effing celebrate this, and if you don't, you are part of the problem. Can you wear makeup and wigs in boot camp? I sure hope so. Then I would fit in just fine. He shoplifts at the Chevy dealership. He's probably stealing luggage as we speak. Exciting information that just came out as well. Willie Nelson just joined the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Shout out to Willie Nelson. Freaking Willie. Has anybody seen Willie Nelson in concert like I have? In Texas. One of the best days of my life. Shout out to Willie Nelson. Looks like my grandma. Looking fine as crap. I love Willie Nelson. It's going to be hard to do PT in heels. Oh, is it? Then get used to it. I would recommend every 18-year-old boy that's thinking about joining the Army or Navy to get high heels on immediately so that you get more used to running around in them. So it's important. And then you can support whatever thing you want. It's a bold move to proclaim our massive weakness in our military. It's stupid and pointless, but bold. Yeah, it's so true. So scared. Insane people are dangerous. Oh, you need to be scared, Mr. Russian. Get used to that kind of fear. How long does this go? I think they push the gay agenda for the next 5 years or so. I don't know how long this goes. Maybe to the end of America, as we seem to be running. Just kidding. I don't know. I hope it's not our end. Please, God. I need another cigarette. You should do like at least 3 cigarettes in your mouth at the same time. Just light them up, smoke them all together, have them hanging off your lip all the way down. Don't say Willie. Oh, I won't. Willie Nelson. Nelson released 99 albums in his life. Willie Nelson releasing 99 albums? And that's before ChatGPT. God. All boys say nay. Navy physical fitness test direct dancing. For good. Willie deserves it. Okay. All right. Guys. I don't know if you noticed, but the Hollywood Writers Guild is protesting right now. And now, as we speak, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon are all not doing their shows because they don't have any scripts. Well, I found a script, and I'm going to use it. And I'm taking over the Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon spot with my friend ChatGPT as we gear up for another edition of what I'm trying to make happen and trying to make funny, and I'm trying to see if this is actually funny or not. Corporate comedy. We welcome back. Good evening. It's Jimmy Kimmel. It's me. It's me. Welcome back. Good evening and welcome to the Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight we have a lot to cover, so let's get into it. First up, former President Donald Trump is back in the news again. This time, he decided to launch his own social media platform. That's right. After being banned from just about every other major social media site, Trump is trying to create his own. I'm not sure if he plans to call it, but my guess is the Echo Chamber. Jimmy, get in the chat and say Jimmy. In other news, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas decided to weigh in on social media censorship as well. In a recent statement, Thomas has said that the social media companies should be treated like common carriers, meaning they can't discriminate against users based on their views. This is a complicated issue, but one thing is for sure, it's always interesting to see Clarence Thomas come out of his shell. The guy never walks around. It's ridiculous. Moving on to the world of finance, big banks like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are posting record profits thanks to a part of a booming stock market, aka not very booming. It's great news for the banks, but not so much rest of us who are struggling to make ends meet. I guess the lesson here is that if you want to get rich, you should probably start by already being rich. We're having a good time. Who needs the Writers Guild anyways? And finally, AOC, Estadio Cortez, as she's known as AOC, is making headlines again. This time she's calling out big corporations for paying out their employees poverty wages while their CEOs rake in millions. In this message, what resonates with a lot of people, and one we should all take to heart. That's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. And again, this was said, write me a monologue for Jimmy Kimmel about Trump and Clarence Thomas and the banks and AOC. Another edition of Jimmy Kimmel. We're done. We're out of here. Have a great night. That's my end of the show. God, sorry. I don't know what just happened. If ChatGPT used to write jokes, is used to write their jokes, that's considered hiring a scab. Yes. AOC, first waitress to bring nothing to the table. Yeah. Oh my God, where's my money going? It's just good to have Jimmy Kimmel back. He's a voice, once in a voice of a generation. The dude can bring it. Again, if you ever want to call in and give your say at the Derek O'Shea Show, it's 872-240-2407, 872-240-2407. Clarence Thomas is friends with GOP billionaire that has Mein Kampf signed by the author. How dare he? Exactly. It's just good to see. And one of the most silly stories I saw today being passed around was this one, is that Nick Cage goes full Nick Cage and says his earliest memory was in the womb. Most of us, the earliest memories are somewhat around the preschool age, maybe a little bit earlier. As for Nick Cage, his earliest memory about, as Nick Cage comes, says he remembers being in the womb. During an appearance on The Late Show of the Stephen Colbert, the finest show ever, which I have assumed to promote as a new movie, Renfo, blah, 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 likely due to his nature being, well, odd, busted, hackled, a hacky bit called the Colbert Questionnaire. In it, he asked a bunch of quick random questions like, what is the best sandwich? Cage picked my phone. Colbert also asked Cage about his earliest memory when Cage delivered the kind of eccentric faith that lead to spend money in fossils albino carbos and copy the Superman book. He said, let me think. Listen, I know this sounds pretty far out, but I really don't know if it's real or not. But sometimes I think about it all the way back in the utero and feeling like I could see faces in the dark or something. I think you were on shrooms that night, bro. I know that sounds perfectly abstract, but that somehow seems that maybe it happened. Well, if it's true, that explains why. Can you imagine how traumatizing it would be to remember how it was in the womb and being pulled out by Dude in Scrubs? LOL. Oh, it's Dude in Scrubs. So funny. Is he into Scientology? It certainly seems like it. Now that I'm no longer in the utero, I would say I would imagine it was perhaps vocal vibrations resonating through me at the stage. This is going way back. I don't know. It just comes to mind, Cage said. I don't even know if I remember being a utero, but that's something that has crossed my mind. That reminds me, dude, that when I was in the utero, my mom used to go to all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets all the time, and I was always like, get more orange chicken, you stupid. You know what I mean? Argument for anti-abortion. Yeah. A perfectly shaped argument for anti-abortion. I'm ashamed to admit I used to be a Colbert fan. Me too. I'm ashamed to admit I used to make his freaking coffee almost every Saturday. Papa, I think that most Bush supporters are like Colbert and when Bush was president. Yeah, it's true. Just want to have fun. He was doing Amber and Johnny doing shrooms. He was funny until he sold out. That's true. He did remember being circumcised too. Oh, God. Could you imagine? Dude, I wasn't expecting that. That was much better than watching you nude. You are good. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to do my best in this show. I guess you had been there. I guess you had to been there that one day. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Tell me, you guys get in the chat. Tell me in the chat if you see what I see. People are passing around this video of an iceberg, and I'm not totally sure what it is. Please let me know. I can't put a finger on what that is. It's in Canada, so it could be Justin Trudeau in blackface. But I just can't put a finger on what that is. It looks like something Elon Musk would make. This show is really taking a turn. A corn popsicle. I see a monolith of 2001 Space Odyssey. It's a Chili Willy. Oh, God. I am seriously 12 years old. All right. I know I look super young. I'm actually 75 years old. But dear God, it's at Hershey Park. A man in town, in the town of Dildo, Canada. I mean, sometimes in life, things just write themselves. Photograph a man from the town of Dildo, Canada, photographed an iceberg that looks exactly like Pen 15. Does anybody want to join the Pen 15 club? Put in the chat if you want to join the Pen 15 club. Professional photographer Ken Pretty. Come on, that's not a real last name. Me too. Just call me Derek Pretty. The ladies love it. It looks like compensating for something. Yes. I mean, that thing is huge. Good for whatever. And they say that, giants don't exist, and there's proof right here. Hashtag me too. I feel like I just got me too. I just me too'd everyone in my chat. I'm terribly sorry. Told you it's fake. It's their mascot. Looking pretty from the land. It wasn't. Looking from the land. It wasn't quite clear. Pretty told Guardian. But once I got the drone out there, it was unreal how much it looked like. Well, Pretty shared photos of the iceberg of Facebook April 27th, and the post soon went viral from here. I thought cold water made them shrink. God, you can't write this stuff. It's just out in nature. Look, it has a motor in the back. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, why? Conspiracy. That's what Biden is using on America. Oh, God. Certainly feels that way, doesn't it? Now, that is one huge, you know what? Okay. What to do now? I mean, man, I've had a good time. I've had a killer time with you guys. I hope you've had a go. It's an ice sculpture. It certainly seems like. I just want to check to see if there's any new videos, because I am video out. I flew through everything I wanted to get through, and I apologize for that. Right now, the city of Dallas is disrupted by a large cyber attack impacting multiple services. Oh, good. Blue pop looks more like blue poop. Do you guys have any fun videos to see? Oh, God. Are we talking about gas now?
God.
Gas prices are down about 140 from the peak after Putin's invasion, and
Yeah, right.
grocery prices fell last month for the first time since September 2020. Again, we understand that there's more work to do.
Yeah, your mom has more work to do. How's everyone feeling? What's on anyone's mind? Anybody want to ask me a deep philosophical question that is what is life and what is the world and who are we and why are we even alive? All right, we have some thoughts on the attack on the Kremlin from James Rosen TV. I think this one might be interesting. This guy has a lot of followers, so that means he's smart.
There's so much that we don't know, and our primary source of information about it, we have to remember, is the Kremlin, right? So even the video itself, it's intriguing to me that we're being allowed to see it. Why would
Honestly, that is a very interesting
Russians
question.
Release video of what they're claiming was almost a successful attack on the Kremlin, right?
It benefits them.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Of course it does.
So
Say
be
pooping.
that as it may, first, our only source of information is a very...
Derek, what is love? That's a really good question. You know what? Love is... What is love? What is love? I'll tell you what love is. Okay? And you know I don't just say this jokingly. I mean this with all my heart, soul, and mind. What is love? Let me start this over. Today, I want to talk to you about the most powerful force in the universe. Love. Love is a word we hear every day, but what does it really mean? Which is a great question. Is it just a fleeting emotion, or is it something deeper, something more profound that shapes who we are and what we do? Love is a force that transcends all boundaries. It is not limited by age, gender, race, or religion. It's a force that unites us all, regardless of our differences. Love is the glue that binds us together as human beings, creating strong, lasting bonds that can withstand even the toughest of challenges. Love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. It's a decision we make every day to put ourselves before others, to show our kindness, compassion, and empathy. Love is a willingness to sacrifice our own needs and desires for the benefit of those who we care about. It is the foundation of all healthy relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or familiar. Love is the force that can heal the deepest wounds. It has the power to mend our broken hearts, to ease our pain and suffering, and to bring hope in the darkest of times. Love can bring joy and happiness into our lives, making every moment more meaning and fulfilling. But love is not always easy. It requires patience, understanding, and forgiveness. It requires us to be vulnerable and open, to let down our guard and allow ourselves to be loved in return. Love can be messy and complicated, but it's always worth it. So my friends, let us embrace love in all forms. Let us choose to love fiercely, unconditionally, and love without reservation. Let us build love, healthy relationships, and build upon the foundation of love and respect. And let us never forget that love is the most powerful force in the universe, capable of changing the world one person at a time. You're welcome. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Derek is a romantic. Googling the answers. You know it, baby. I don't just romantic it. I chat GPT my answers. Because it was CCC or gum, you know, big grandmas. Does he think is sexy? He's not. What? Why do we love you? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully I make you feel like you're a part of this show, because that's what this show is. It's not a following, it's a community. We're all about community here. We are the community. We are one. I was expecting you to sing Afternoon Delight. Oh, I could. But then I don't want to get taken down. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Oh, God. Okay, there, Mr. Dumbledore. Okay, let's go back to this more serious.
Very unreliable one. Okay. As to the question of whether
Oh,
this
talking
could
about the
be
black hair dude? Oh, my
pretext
bad.
for an escalation,
He is
whether
sexy.
it was a false flag or a genuine Ukrainian attack, the Russians haven't shown throughout this entire conflict that they need any particular pretext to escalate. The war itself is an enormous escalation, right? There was no conflict. So I don't think they particularly need any staged events or even a real event to claim as a justification for escalation. And the fact is, too, that the Russian military throughout this conflict has been so shockingly ineffective that I'm not sure that what escalations they can even successfully mount beyond the obvious one that we all worry about, which is the introduction of some kind of nuclear conventional or tactical or genuine nuke-sized nuclear.
Snore. I thought that was going to be a good take. Boring take. Smash that like button if you guys don't mind. You guys, I've had so much. Russia attacks itself again. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Exactly. God. Who knows? Like, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that we're inching closer and closer to war, and that's the biggest thing that everyone should notice. Guys, I've had so much freaking fun tonight. I hope you've had a great hour and a half of your life. It always flies by with you guys, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoy this show. Tell your friends and family about this show. I might be changing up a little bit of my schedule coming up. I have a lot of stuff, and summer schedules are always interesting. I'm going to keep the same schedule, but I will release it on YouTube and all social media platforms. Make sure to follow me on TikTok or Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I'm very active on Twitter. Maybe too active on Twitter, but I'm very active on Twitter. And make sure to follow me on Twitter if you're not already. And I try to update as much as I possibly can. But I will let you know about all that kind of stuff. I might actually be adding a morning show on Monday mornings, if that's something that's interesting to you guys. And I am just planning to do more comedy stuff. And so I'm going to try to add more, just because I've been looking at the stuff that has been doing well, and it's the stuff that I just try to be very intentional in my comedy. So hopefully, or just try to be funny. Whatever, freaking God. I hate even talking about comedy. It's just like, God, if it's funny, it's funny. I don't want to say this is funny. Russian ex-president calls Zelensky to be killed after claiming Ukraine the sun. Interesting. See, it's ramping up. Good night. Hey, seriously, I cannot emphasize this enough. I appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out with me. It means so much to me. This show would be absolutely trash if I didn't have the chat like you guys in my chat. And thank you for my new Twitch follower and Wonderful Fluff or something. But thank you for you guys, man. And thank you for my members who give monthly and my super chats. God, you guys are like it just dumbfounds me that you guys like doing that kind of crap with me. You guys are amazing people. I can't do this without you. Love every single one of you guys. I will catch you guys on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show. See you guys next episode. Freaking, yeah, join the Zima Brigade. Love you guys.